everybody. This is lecture 4 on radioactivity, nuclear physics. Today we are going to talk about half-life period. The half-life period of a radioactive substance is defined as the time in which one half of the radioactive substance is disintegrated. And at the time of half-life tau, for a given radioactive element, only 50% of the radioactive atoms remain unchanged. 50% disintegrated, that means 50% are remaining. At the end of 2 times half-life period, then again half of it will be remaining, so 25%. After 3 times half-life period, only again half of 25% will remain, that is 12.5%, and so on. So suppose let n0 be the number of atoms at any instant t equals to 0 in a radioactive substance. As it disintegrates, the number of atoms decreases with increase in time, and then the time at which n0 by 2 atoms are disintegrated, that particular time, it is called as half-life time or half-life period, and it is generally represented by a letter tau. So at t equals to tau, we have n equals to n0 by 2. And we know the relation from the last lecture that n equals to n0 e raised to minus lambda t. So here I will substitute the value of t and the value of n, and I will get, for n I substituted n0 by 2, and for t I substituted tau. So I will get n0 will get cancelled, and I will get e raised to lambda t equals to 2. I will get e raised to minus lambda t equals to 1 by 2, or I can write e raised to lambda t equals to 2. I took reciprocal of both sides. And when we will take a log of both the sides, you will get tau, it is equals to 0.693 upon lambda. Or you can simply say tau, it is equals to log 2 upon lambda. First you will get log 2 upon lambda, and value of log 2 it is 0.693. No need to write down this value. You can simply remember as t half-life period, it is equals to log 2 upon lambda, or 0.693 upon lambda, whatever suits you. Thus, knowing the radioactive disintegration constant lambda of a radioactive substance, one can determine the half-life of a radioactive substance. So, as lambda it is equals to 0.693 upon t half, or t half it is equals to 0.693 upon lambda. If you know one parameter, you can find out the other. And we know that as lambda, they are inversely proportional to each other. So, as the lambda increases, half-life period decreases. So, half-life period, when we talk about half-life period of a radioactive substance, it is independent of temperature and pressure. Now let's talk about some units, SI units of radioactivity. So generally the activity of a radioactive element, it is measured in Curie and its submultiple in the sense millicurie and microcurie. Millicurie stands for 10 raised to minus 3, microcurie, that is 10 raised to minus 6 curie. These are applicable to all types of nuclear disintegrations. Now, how can we define the Curie? So, the Curie is defined as the quantity of a radioactive element that gives 3.7 into 10 raised to 10 disintegrations per second. And it is the number of disintegrations per second per gram of radium. And this number, it is taken as a standard. So, what they have taken, it is the number of disintegrations per second per gram of radium. That is nothing but 3.7 into 10 raised to 10. And this is taken as a standard for all other radioactive substances. Now, another unit of radioactivity, it is Rutherford. It is defined as the quantity of a radioactive substance that gives 10 raised to 6 disintegrations per second. Here there is a mistake. So, it is not 106, it is 10 raised to 6 disintegrations per second. The SI unit for activity is the becquerel also. So we have Curie, then we have Rutherford, then we have becquerel. It is named after Henry Becquerel. 1 becquerel, it is equals to 1 decay per second. And 1 Curie, it is equals to 3 into 10 raised to 10 becquerel. And 1 Rutherford, it is equals to 10 raised to 6 disintegration per second, or you can say becquerel. 1 Rutherford, it is equals to 10 raised to 6 becquerel. So remember this units of radioactivity. Now we are going to talk about average life period. So in the process of disintegration, the atoms of radioactive substance changes continuously, and the exponential curve of disintegration also shows that the actual lives of individual atoms is varying. In other words to say, some atoms have extremely short life, while others have long lives because every nucleus is different. So it may, the half life period may vary from 0 to infinity, as disintegration depends upon chance or probability, and it is independent of temperature and pressure. So hence it is very useful to find the average life period of the atom. So when we talk about average life period, it is equals to algebraic sum of all possible lifetimes divided by the total number of atoms present at the beginning. Okay. So thank you.